This one, a story about a Prince George's County man who was in the Pentagon when American Airlines Flight 77 barreled into the building. Byron Scott has his story.
On September 11th, I got to work, was sitting in the office.
It was September 11, 2001. Aaron Cooper was sitting in his boss's office at the Pentagon. They were watching the news.
We saw the second plane hit.
That second plane hit the South Tower at 9:03 a.m. 40 minutes later, American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the Pentagon just yards away from where Cooper was sitting.
The first thing you heard was the building. You felt the building shake and the lights and everything flashing on and off. And then the next thing, was fire, smoke.
16 years after that tragic day, Cooper at times struggles to talk about it.
Give me a minute here. What I remember after that was being blown backwards, and I could see the fire stuff come into the room. I could see that. And the air pressure. You felt that, and it instantly, it just got hot instantly.
He followed the streams of daylight filtering through the dust-filled hallways, and that's when he and two co-workers decided to go back to rescue those who were trapped.
We tried, but it was too much smoke, and it was too hot to get back in there. We turned around, tried to get back in there again, and of course it was even worse that time. I got halfway down the hallway, and I froze. I can remember just stopping. And I'm thinking, there's people back there. I tried to go back one more time, nothing. So then I said, okay, I got to get out of here.
It was then that he learned that an airplane struck the building. Of the 125 who were killed on the ground, 7 worked directly with Cooper.
But I would listen to them.
Cooper sat down with CTV on the first anniversary of the attacks and spoke about them.
Carl Tappy, great guy, good sense of humor. And I think the hardest part for me, and I talked to my father about this, and like I was telling you, my father was a Marine. The hardest part for me out of all of this was the fact that I couldn't get back in there.
Several hours later, Cooper walked to his parents' home in Arlington, and later that night he got a ride back home to Maryland. By then, they knew he was okay.
We just hugged as a family and was happy that I was there.
And I just remember him coming in the door, his clothes were torn up. He had black spots on his clothes.
His daughter, Blair, who now interns at CTV, was only 10 at the time.
I remember he came in the door, and me and my sister just ran to him and gave him a hug. And I don't even know if it was really because we thought anything in particular. I just know after I hugged him is when his clothes hit me, what he had on, the black spots hit me, everything else. But I think I was just happy to see him, my uncle.
I'm telling you, man, I've never felt no air pressure like that.
Cooper, who now works out of Bolling Air Force Base, may or may not go to 9/11 remembrances, depending on how he feels. He doesn't call his co-workers on the anniversary. For the survivors, it's about coping.
I can't say that I ever got past it. I've just learned to live with it.
Byron Scott, CTV News.
Very touching story. Miraculously, Cooper made it out that day without relatively minor injuries, and that's a good news.